Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing the Authortube Newbie Tag 2.0. So this tag was created by Jenna. I'll leave her video down in the description below. And this tag was created as a way to kind of give a new rebirth to Authortube in light of some of the things that have happened in the past and people leaving Authortube. This was a way to kind of unite everyone and bring back a rebirth of Authortube. And these are all new questions, so let's get into them. So question number 1 is, what is your book's pitch? And if you have multiple works, choose your favorite. And so you're supposed to do a 1-sentence pitch with this, which I was like, Jenna, you're killing me, 1 sentence. But I did it. So my 1-sentence book pitch would be: a royal family filled with secrets and lies, a murderer hidden within the palace court, and one princess with the power to bring a kingdom crashing down. So that is it. I was like, this story is just so complicated. How do I narrow it down to 1-sentence pitch? But I finally did it. Question number 2 is, if you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? So a pitch for myself would be: Vanessa is a self-proclaimed book addict with an obsession for mermaids, witches, and all things mythical or magical. Question number 3, what do you usually write? And usually I write fantasy. Sometimes paranormal. I used to write horror, but not so much lately. So mainly fantasy. Number 4, what is something you'll never write? There are kind of 3 genres I don't really ever see myself writing, and that would be, one would be romance. And I don't mean that I would never have romance in my books or stories. I'm fine with romance in books or stories, but it would be a fantasy story with the romance, or a sci-fi with the romance, or a dystopian with the romance. It would never just be a romance book. So 1 would be just straight up romance book. 2, Western. I'm not a Western type of girl, so I really don't see me ever writing a Western. And 3, erotica. That's just not my genre. Question number 5, what's your goal for starting an Authortube channel? Really, I want to just make more writing friends, and yeah, I do not have many writer friends, and I would love to have more, and just kind of encourage each other to keep going, because sometimes I really do need a push. Number 6, what made you want to start writing? I have always been telling stories since I've been a kid. I have a crazy imagination, so I've always been making up stories in my head. But the one thing, as a kid growing up, my parents are not readers. I don't come from a family of readers. Like, no one really in my family is a reader but me. And I was a late reader. I didn't even like reading until high school. And that was because as a kid growing up, since my parents were never readers, they never really took us to the library or bookstores and got us books and stuff. So really my main exposure to books was whatever teachers presented us with in school. And I always hated the books teachers would give us in school. I thought they were so boring. And so for a long time, I always just thought books were boring and reading was boring. And it wasn't until I got older when I had a teacher, an English teacher, basically let us choose whatever we want to read, give us free reign. And that's when I discovered that books were actually pretty great. It's just teachers pick a lot of sucky books. And so that pretty much sparked my wanting to write as a kid, because I was always like, these books are so boring. I want a story that I would actually read. And so I would write the story that I wanted to read, which I started off in the horror genre. So it was usually a horror story that I was wanting to read. Question number 7. What is your publishing path? Self-published, traditional published, hybrid, don't know, or just writing for fun? So my publishing path that I want to take is, I think I'm going with hybrid, because I do have a story idea that I think would be a good fit for traditionally published. But then I do also want to self-publish, because one of my long-term goals is actually having my own publishing company. And so I really want to have my own publishing company, publish my books, but then also publish other authors' books as well. I do want to traditionally publish first, so I can learn more of the ins and outs of how things go before I do the self-published route. Question number 8. What content do you bring to the Authortube table? So, really with Authortube, I think it's mainly going to be, for me, for my channel, it'll probably be more of just my journey with writing and kind of updates on what I'm working on and what I'm learning and stuff. I'm not going to be doing like writing advice type of videos, and I think I've said this in the first Authortube Newbie Tag that I've done, that I wasn't really going to do writing advice type of videos, because I feel like I would need way more experience and maybe actually have a few published books before I would say, hey, here's some writing advice on how to do such and such. So there's a lot that I'm still learning as well. And so I don't think I will be doing much writing advice videos, but I'll do what works for me, the things that I've tried, or techniques that I've tried, or what I've learned. I'm taking right now Brandon Sanderson's class online. All of his lectures are on YouTube. I'll leave a link down in the description below to the YouTube channel that has all of his lecture videos in case you guys want to check it out. But I have been going through that right now. So, maybe I'll do something on what I'm learning in those classes. But like I said, I tend to steer away from giving advice. Question number 9. What's your biggest writing struggle? For me, my biggest writing struggle is just actually finishing a story, finishing the book. So, and I've always had this problem. The only time I've really finished a story, it's always been in school because of a deadline, because I had to turn in the story for a class. And so that's usually when they will get done, because I have a hard deadline and I need to finish. Otherwise, I take forever. and I have a hard time finishing, and that's usually due to like kind of one of two reasons. The first being that sometimes I just get stuck, especially the middle parts of a book are hard. Um, they're really hard for me, and so sometimes I'll get stuck at a point, and I don't know how to move forward, how to continue. That's just one of the issues we Pantsers have, I guess. I know, plotters out there are probably thinking, well, if you do an outline and plot your story, and I'm just like, and I have been trying to outline a little bit more. Um, I do have a couple projects that I'm working on where I've been trying to outline more. But I've always been a pantser. And so I've always just been like, I'm just gonna write and see where the story goes and see where it takes me. But then the other reason why sometimes I have trouble finishing a story is because sometimes after a while of working on one story, I start to get bored, and then I will have an idea for a completely new story, and then I want to write that one instead, so I'll start working on that one, and then I never end up finishing the one I started before. So that is another issue that I've had with the writing, so that's something I need to work on. Question number 10, what is your best writing skill? I'd probably say maybe dialogue, because I don't know, I feel like dialogue is kind of a little bit easier for me than it would be for some people. Okay, so this next one says, choose between question 11 or 12. And I'm going with question 12. Question 11 is, if you've been on YouTube for a while, what's your best Authortube tip? And question 12, which is the one I'll answer, is if you're new to Authortube, what is your biggest Authortube question? And I would say I'm still pretty new to Authortube. I just started making Authortube videos this year, and so still pretty new to it. I guess my question would be, what other content besides writing advice or vlogs would you do on Authortube? I guess I'm trying to think about it, and I'm like, well, I already said I'm not really going to be doing writing advice. I'll do like my writing journey, but not really, writing advice type of videos. And I may do vlogs once in a while, but I don't want to just do vlogs. So I'm kind of thinking, what other content can I make? I mean, there are some tags and challenges, which I could do that, but is that it? Is it just vlogs, writing advice, or tags and challenges? Or are there other types of content that Authortubers make? This is one of the reasons why I want to find more Authortube channels as well, to see just like what different types of content is out there for Authortube. So, question 13 is, are you looking for any new channels to follow? Betas, CPs, or other types of writing buddies? If so, tell us who you're looking for and connect with them in the comments. So I definitely want writing buddies. So, any writing friends I can make on Authortube would be great. So looking for that. And just new channels to follow and see what everyone else is doing. So, yeah, new channels to follow and writing buddies. And the last one, question number 14. What are you most excited for during this new fresh start on Authortube? So what I'm most excited for is just meeting other Authortubers and talking about writing. So that's it for this Authortube Newbie Tag 2.0. I'm going to tag one person in this, and I'm going to tag RK Gold. If you haven't, definitely check out his channel. I'll leave it linked in the description down below. I really like his videos. I like his vlogs for two simple reasons. One, they're pretty short and easy to get through. They're very straight to the point. And two, I like that a lot of his videos are more laid back and conversational. And so definitely check out his channel. He also talks about some pretty interesting writing techniques, which I might try one out. So definitely check out his channel. I'll leave a link down below. If you guys are part of the Authortube community and you do this tag, let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to check them out. Like I said, I would love to find new channels to follow. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you do this tag. That's it. I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye!